199 is what Kolkata Knight Riders needed. They did get to the 9, but it was 159, falling 39 runs short of the target that was set by the Gujarat Titans. At the halfway stage, two of us were of the belief that Kolkata Knight Riders might be able to chase it down, primarily based on what happened last time around at the Eden Gardens, where they almost chased 238 down. But clearly, from the impressions that one got, this wasn't an easy pitch to bat on. That itself then complements the kind of batting that Gujarat Titans did, and of course it also complements the bowling that the Gujarat Titans did, especially Rashid Khan and Prasidh Krishna, followed by the rest of the bowlers. I'm joined by Shashwat and Harshit. KKR's batting performance, they now sit in a position where mathematically they have a chance of qualifying, and I only say mathematically, but logically, does anybody give them a chance?
Not happening. You look at their losses as well, and that just tells you the entire story. Today as well, you expected a fight. Yes, it was a difficult pitch, but some of those dismissals didn't necessarily come on wicket-taking deliveries. It started off with a review taken poorly. Then some of the shots, like I said, the shot selection wasn't on point, and KKR have disappointed across departments, truth be told, in this season of the IPL. Look at the catching today as well in the first half. So overall, I think there's been a systematic failure with the Kolkata Knight Riders. Their captain has been the standout performer, continues to be the highest run getter, a 50 for him today, but he's not gotten enough support, and it's a complete systematic failure for KKR this year. They're not qualifying.
I think I mentioned one thing, that if they don't really fidget with the batting lineup too much, it should not be a problem, but they clearly did. When it was very, very clear that on a wicket you need to sort of take your time a little bit, and then run scoring will become easy. I think that's exactly what GT batters also showed. Here I think after Ajinkya Rahane had that partnership, sending in Rinku, Ramandeep up the order, I don't think didn't make sense. The planning execution to go about the target wasn't right, because they thought that they'll send pinch hitters in between, and then suddenly they can shift the momentum, but that wasn't going to happen on this wicket. They could have stuck to Angrish Raghuvanshi at 4 and then let the other batters come on their regular positions. With that, Angrish Raghuvanshi throughout the season has shown that if he takes his time on the wicket, he does not let the run rate really slip out of hand. Things could have been a little better if the batting order would have been same, but the kind of batting that they did, I think that even despite that, they would not have been able to win this game.
You know, as I said, you can win games, you can lose games, but today Kolkata's batting performance should raise a lot of questions, and I'm going to club them with what Rajasthan Royals have been doing. Rajasthan Royals, the kind of decision and the kind of approach that they've had in a few games, you've almost been left to wonder whether you are watching a different sport, or do you even understand anything about T20, because what they are doing is defying logic. And I think what Kolkata Knight Riders did today is pretty much that. I mean, I don't know, there are so many questions in my head, and so many baffling decisions that have been taken, and I think all of those decisions need to be called out. Let's start with the first thing. If, and by the looks of it, the pitch for batting did get worse as the game progressed, it was gripping even more. What was Ajinkya Rahane and the management doing, winning the toss and putting the opposition in? Fine, you've complained earlier that we do not get the kind of pitch that you want, or whatever. So you've gotten the pitch that is there. Whether you want it or not is a separate thing. And not every pitch you get is according to your liking. You may be playing away from home also, where you have no control. But the basic thing that you need to do is be able to read that pitch. And if you could not at any point understand that this pitch will only get, if that there is no dew, and this pitch will only get tougher to bat on, you've won the toss. Why wouldn't you be wanting to bat first? That's the first baffling decision that you take, being the home team, being the team that has played the most number of matches in this venue so far. That's the first baffling decision. Secondly, the batting approach, I mean, I'm sorry that Harshit say that Ajinkya Rahane is the highest run getter so far, but these runs are of no use. I'm sorry, but even Ajinkya Rahane's 50 is of no use. Ajinkya Rahane, Venkatesh Iyer are the prime reason that they've lost the game today. You can blame a Rinku Singh and Andre Russell or Ramandeep Singh not stepping up. They haven't stepped up for the entire season. But by the time they even came into the game was done, dusted. The horse had bolted. You have batted for majority of the overs that you've had. In the first 11, you've barely managed to reach 80 runs. You need 110 runs for the remaining 9 overs. How is it going to be possible on a pitch that's not been easy to bat on? Probably the best chance would have been for them to have been attacking at that time. I'm sorry, but you cannot be batting at 100 and by the way, Rahane's strike rate only got better a little later. But you can't be batting at 130 strike rate, and Venkatesh Iyer, the less said the better. He's wasted 19 deliveries, batting at a strike rate of 73. I'm not even going to get into the price that has been paid for him or whatever, but someone really needs to sit him down and say, and even the management needs to be made to sit down and ask, why on earth was what was a Venkatesh Iyer doing? I mean, you seriously need to sit him down and ask that you've played 19 deliveries when you're chasing 200 target to win. It's not a 130 game that you have just come or you can amble, or it's not even, I mean, this kind of batting was needed when they had to chase 111. And that day they batted completely differently. Today you're chasing 200. Yeah? If you're not batting at a 140-50 strike rate, you have no business. He should have been retired out well in advance. You can't waste 19 deliveries and be in that situation. And again, the third most baffling decision, your best batter so far has been Angrich Raghuvanshi, without doubt. The only batter who even came at that stage where you think it wasn't easy, bats at a 200 strike rate. Had he come and faced those 19 deliveries, he gives you a 50 there, at least sets up the base for a Andre Russell or a Rinku Singh or a Ramandeep or a Moeen Ali even to attempt a chase. I don't think it was possible. I mean, you really need to scratch your head. If I'm Shah Rukh Khan, if I am what is the CEO, Venki Mysore, whoever, I'm having a sit down with the coach, with the captain, with the batters, and asking them to explain themselves, because it at no point looked like that they were there to win the game.
No, and I think a lot of questions should be asked to the Rinku Singh as well. I think we over here were the biggest backers, and we felt that maybe Rinku Singh in the previous season was getting underutilized because he was being used just as a finisher, and he was just being sent when 10 or 20 balls were left. But this time, firstly, I personally too agree, like I mentioned to begin with as well, that ideally Angrich Raghuvanshi should have come in place of Rinku. But now that he has gotten those opportunities to bat up top the order where he's getting his time, he has the opportunity to actually play a match winning knock. He has an opportunity to leave an impact and set the base for the team so that the team can go and put on a good total or go and chase that down. But Rinku Singh as well throughout the season has really disappointed. This clearly means that maybe last year the way Gautam Gambhir and the whole Kolkata Knight Riders team was using Rinku Singh, maybe that was the right way. Maybe we overassessed him in thinking that maybe he can really bat it out. He can really go out and chase totals for the team. He could really pace his innings in a better way. But that's been clearly not been the scene.
But Rinku, the question is his form. I agree that he should be questioned. He's been woefully out of form. But today's game, I didn't even expect Rinku Singh to win it from there. It's not possible. The game was finished. It was done by Ajinkya Rahane, Venkatesh Iyer in the partnership that they had.
But when Rinku Singh and Russell came, they needed about 12 runs and over.
But then that pitch, they are batting at 8 and over. It's not 12. They needed 14 and over at that time.
Yeah.
I was watching the game.
Increased to
14 and over. There was no stage at 12 and over. In a game where the other batters are getting 8 and over, how will suddenly 14 come? My point is exactly this. What are you? If I'm a number 3, number 4 batter, and I'm thinking that it's not an easy pitch to bat on, I need to up the tempo, right? That moment, can I leave the game, make 15 runs and over needed by Rinku Singh or Andre Russell, 2 players who have not been in form? My thing is, if I'm a Venkatesh Iyer and I'm a Ajinkya Rahane, I have to know this, that listen, I cannot leave it at 15, 16 runs and over. It's not possible to chase it down. I have to do my bit. If I'm at the crease, okay, fine. Maybe I'll still consolidate a bit. But you're a team that has Harshit Rana at 9. What are you going to do saving your thing till the 11th over? I need to bat. I have to save and ensure that no wickets are falling till the 11th over, 12th over. Then I leave 8 runs. No chance. 15 and over, 16 and over, no Rinku Singh, no 100 Asal. Yes, if you're playing a flat track like some of the ones that we've got at Wankhede, and then you expect it. But when that would have happened, then the first end of the batting would have been at 10 and over, 11 and over. Then you are at 10 and 12. Then you know, okay, maybe 14 and over the rest of the batters, because they have the last death overs and we have enough wickets in hand, they'll go for 15, 16. But when you're getting at 8 runs and over, I'm sorry, when I think 10 overs were done, they were at 6.5 an over or something.
Because they only managed about 80 in the 11th over.
Yeah, they
So
were
they-
89 in the 11 point something.
That was much later. They finished 10th over. Please, Saransh, if we can see that. At 10th over, they were at 60 something, if I'm not mistaken. Nothing more than that. They were nowhere close to... No, you'll have... Not like that. You'll have to go like that. They were nowhere close to that. So when you are operating at a strike rate of 7, 7.5, or at best 8 yourself, you want double that 16 and over towards the last 6 overs by Rinku Singh and Ramandeep. No, I'm sorry. That's why I say you need to ask that question. It's okay, you can fail. If Venkatesh Iyer today was trying to hit it and he got out, fine, it's okay. 68. I told you they were sitting at 68 in 10 overs. You're going for 6 and over in a match like this where you're chasing 10 and over. You need 10 and over. You've done 6 and over, half the innings is done. Now you leave 15, 16 and over for the rest of the thing. How are they going to do it? It's not the easiest pitch to bat on. You yourself are realizing that. Yeah. What do you want? A miracle will happen. Suddenly the pitch will get amazing to bat on and everyone will get 16 runs and over. It's not possible. The best anyone could have done was what Angrish Raghuvanshi did. But that's why I'm saying, if there was a Raghuvanshi batting with a Venkatesh Iyer, he would have, at least if not at a 200 strike rate, would have batted at a 150, 160 strike rate. No, not at an 80. So imagine those 19 deliveries. If you're batting at, double the strike rate, at 200 strike rate, you've given them 40 runs. Game is different. You're sitting at 10 overs with almost half the run chase. You're sitting at 100. Then you have equal amount of overs, equal amount of runs to get. It's a tricky pitch, you do it.
But I think last time in the game against the Lucknow Super Giants as well, I think we criticized them for the same reason, that they sent in a Venkatesh Iyer at number 4 and then you had the hitters to come, because by the time a Venkatesh Iyer got out with an Ajinkya Rahane, by then the game was almost done and you had no other option but to send your hitters. So that number 4 fraud, it's either Venkatesh Iyer or Angrish Raghuvanshi.
But it was a different game than Lucknow, because they had a great start.
Yeah,
they had a great start in that game. They had a good middle over session.
There also was the one who sort of accumulated in the middle.
I agree.
So once that, what I'm trying to get to is that once that mistake was made, you've realized that Venkatesh Iyer maybe is not able to up the tempo during this phases. He wasn't able to do it against Lucknow Super Giants, and you, despite that, send him again today and stopped an Angrish Raghuvanshi again today, what you did against Lucknow Super Giants. Is it all down to that now, because you have paid so much to a Venkatesh Iyer, that you cannot take that call of going with an Angrish Raghuvanshi ahead of a Venkatesh Iyer?
No, not at all. Not at all. Angrish Raghuvanshi, I'm saying you have to look at form. No, you dropped Quinton de Kock today.
But the price tag over there with Venkatesh
So what the
Iyer.
price tag is IPL, does it have a Ernst & Young company coming and doing your
Audit.
at the end, that you paid so much and how many balls is he faced? Nobody is doing your audit.
ROI.
Your only audit is if you win and how you win that game. I'm sorry, but in a game where a Moeen Ali was made to bat at 8 and your in-form batter in Angrish Raghuvanshi is batting at number 9, Angrish Raghuvanshi at number 9.
No, but
Moeen Ali at 8.
No, but
So
last time it did not work for them. By sending Venkatesh Iyer, he did the same thing. He sort of slowed the tempo in the previous game as well against the Lucknow Super Giants, but you still decided to stick with him. And he's not been able to strike the ball at a higher strike rate all throughout the season. So
Barring one innings.
Barring not high strike rate, I don't think that one innings that he had, that's 50 odd, he did not have a very good strike rate in that. It was 150, 160 if memory serves me right. But the only reason what I can make sense of at this point is that you're only persisting with him because you believe in him so much, and plus the price tag somewhere deep down in the management head is also there. Because if the call was to be taken on form, then after what happened against Lucknow Super Giants, I would not have made the same mistake today. I would have sent in an Agnish Raghuvanshi. If he would have gotten out, then I could have sent a Venkatesh Iyer. But if he would have gotten set, then I would have started to send the power hitters once the situation would have been there. Maybe a Venkatesh Iyer wasn't even required today. Because you cannot have two people accumulating. You have to use just one. I think I said this last game also against Lucknow, that you can have only one person with a lower strike rate in this batting order. It can either be Agnish Raghuvanshi or Venkatesh Iyer.
And when you have a batting lineup like...
Exactly.
See, that is what I'm saying. It is criminal for any team right now, which is why I said, if I'm the owner, if I'm the CEO, I'm sitting the management down, the coach, the captain, the batters who are batting, and asking them questions that you guys have played cricket for so long, and if you applied even 5% of the cricketing sense, it did not make any sense of your approach. As I said, you can lose a game. They're trying for it. They get out. Some good bowling. Rashid is in form. Sai Kishore picks up wicket. Prasidh is in good form. You tried to hit a shot. Some fantastic catch. Then you understand that you are understanding the game situation. You know you need 200 runs. You have to attack. You have to play like that. And in an effort to do that on a tough pitch, you got out. And you had a bit of a collapse. You understand. But what you were doing today, you had already shut your shutters down, and you said, nothing doing, we are just going to go, play a few knocks. And that's what I'm saying. Some of these games and some of those RR games that you have makes you feel like you do not know anything about cricket. It's a completely different game that you're watching.
I see two things with KKR right now in their batting. One, I think, is that sense of realization that there's not too much that they're going to be getting out of certain players who play in the second half of the batting order, which is why they want a few players to be spending more time at the crease. That's the only reason I see why on multiple occasions you wanted them to play the kind of cricket and the approach be the way that we saw today. That's point number one. The other point that I see with regards to their with regards to their approach and the whole Venki Iyer situation is, one is the price tag. That's part one of this argument that I have. The other is, I think, future plans are around him as well. He's the vice captain of the side. Clearly, with this grand announcement that you made a couple of weeks back, about 4 or 5 weeks back that you did, he is, and the kind of money that you've paid for him, he is going to be a part of your plan, and that is thwarting you from having a role for him which should ideally be more suited to him. So you are not able to look at players that you got cheaply, that you got that are in greater form than him, but because of this role that you have in mind for him going forward and how you rate him as a cricketer, which is what explains the kind of money that you paid as well, you are not willing to move past him in terms of what he can offer and where he can offer all of that.
I'm surprised. So you are thinking two things. One, you are thinking you have a future around him, so you have to give him that. So you're sacrificing your present. This is a do or die game for them. They've lost. They're pretty much out. Whatever anyone says, they're out of the race, because as we've discussed earlier, 16 also may not be enough. They can get to 18 if they win every game from here on. But anyway, the way they're batting, I don't see them do that. But you are going to sacrifice. You still had an outside chance to be in the race if you had won. So you're sacrificing your present for a player who you see as a future of your team. So this season is of no use. Let's look at the future season. So that is baffling in itself, if that is a thought process. Secondly, I mean, at the form that he's showing, I'd be tempted to ask, what future are you thinking of? So you want to go for another season. You have to go for another season by being, you're a title defending team. You're a team that has won the IPL. You're a team that, prides itself. It's the third most successful team in the history that prides itself by winning title. So you are going to jeopardize your future because you have invested in one person. Please, as I say, if you make a mistake once, it's better to realize that mistake and fix it than to be stuck up trying to prove that mistake is right, because then you end up looking like an idiot in the future. That is true of not IPL but in life. If you have said something and you realize later it's your mistake, it's always good to accept that mistake. People will still think that you are sane here. But if you continue to stick by a mistake you've made because you're stubborn, then I don't know the word.
Because
no
I
other word
don't
than
think
stupid.
they are
comes to
prepared.
mind.
They are prepared to have Venki Iyer bat any less than number 4, number 5. That's the last, I think.
But if you are going to be, that's what I'm trying to say, that if you're going to leave, like you said at the beginning, maybe they are building this partnership because they don't believe in the later half of the batting. But then I think it was to the contrary. You had so much belief in your batting that you are saying I'll bat at 6 and over because my rest of the batting is all Avengers. You know, there's Captain America, there is Hulk, there is everyone coming because they will all bat at a tough pitch at 16 and take us home. That can be the only logic you batted like that. There could only be two logic. Either you said, okay, I'll bat like that, I'll get my runs, bhad mein jaye what happens to the team. Or two is, no, my back end is so strong, so outstanding that I'll leave them a Herculean task and they will finish it. I just could not make any sense.
I said systematic failure for a reason, because that what you're saying is also part of the problem here on multiple fronts across departments. There are also sub-layers that I see. One is the approach today. So any team chasing 199 will not break down the chase the way that they broke it today. If you're 68 for the loss of a couple of wickets at the halfway mark of your chase, 9 times out of 10 you are not winning. You cannot be leaving 2/3 of the runs to be achieved
on a pitch. On a pitch that you're seeing.
So
that's
it's
what I'm
just
saying.
that,
even worse. If you were on a flat track, who knows?
And maybe I think today was a case of them actually getting stuck in the situation that I'm saying, that you don't have faith, and these are the couple of batters that I have faith in. So we'll try.
So I will ensure that we lose in the first 10 overs. I don't have faith in the rest of the batting. So let me ensure that by make them go through the ignominy and let's lose in the
numbers that a couple of the batters had.
Correct. So what am I supposed to do?
Including Russell that has just not, forget coming to the party, he doesn't even have 50-60 runs.
I agree. So if you do not have faith in that, then what am I supposed to? That's what I'm saying. If I'm the batter at 3 and 4, I have no faith in my back end. Then I have to be like, listen, I'll have to take charge. I'll have to attack. If on a given day my bat is firing, I'll take them closer to the win and then they'll finish the job. My thought will be like that. Okay, fine. That if I'm a Venkatesh Iyer, I'm an Ajinkya Rahane, okay, I have no faith in my lower order, so I'll attack. I'll keep going for my shots and take them as close as fine. If I get out, we're going to lose. But if I bat the way I did, then I've anyway ensured that we are losing, whether they fire or not. At least you have to step up. I don't know. That's how I see Kolkata. But I don't want to take anything away from Gujarat Titans. A word on the Gujarat Titan team. Let's start with their batting performance. Whatever said and done, I think it was, now when you see how the pitch played, it was a masterclass by Shubman Gill as well as Sai Sudarshan. Sai Sudarshan now proud wearer of the orange cap as well. But the way they paced their inning, the way they assessed the conditions so early on, realized that maybe this is not the 230 sort of a pitch which was the last game where Lucknow almost lost with 230. They said no, maybe 190, or maybe in their mind they were targeting 190. It's only Butler who came and gave them the impetus. So good on Gill and Sai Sudarshan to have batted the way, because if it was so difficult to get runs on this pitch, then them batting at 140 and 160 strike rate respectively is a sight.
One thing that Sai Sudarshan has definitely conveyed to everybody, and I think is almost a certainty, that in the years to come, Sai Sudarshan is going to be a definite number 3 at least for the Indian team for many, many years to come. I can say that with quite a lot of confidence and assurity, because this isn't the first time that he's doing this, what he's doing. It's just that this time he's wearing the orange cap and he just might end up with the orange cap. But in the prior seasons as well, how consistently he has scored runs and with the kind of temperament that he has, I think that's absolutely tremendous. It's very few batters in today's day and age have shown this consistency. I'll go to an extent of a Yashasvi Jaiswal and a Shubman Gill as well. I think as far as consistency and temperament is concerned, Sai Sudarshan is definitely ahead of them as far as consistency is concerned. You talk about red ball cricket, he scores runs there. You talk about white ball cricket, he scores runs there. And he is so temperamentally sound. It's just that he's not that glamorous in that sense. That's why maybe he's not talked about that much. But as far as temperament and cricketing acumen and the kind of shots that he plays. He's definitely a really he's you know he's still so young, but he gives the vibes of that pakawa chawal that you say in cricket terms, you know, that who has really gone through the grind. He knows his base is so strong that nothing can really shake that up, even if there are minor things here and there that won't really change much for Sai Sudarshan. It seems like his base is so strong, foundation is so strong, that in the years to come, I think Indian cricket in general is in really good hands, because I see Sai Sudarshan playing at number 3 for India across formats for many years, and I won't be surprised if very soon he starts playing test cricket as well. So Sai Sudarshan in that
number
sense.
3 in ODI cricket is Shubman Gill.
No, ODI cricket.
Test.
Shubman Gill, no?
Sorry, in test cricket is Shubman Gill.
There he can open then.
No, you said number 3. In test cricket it is?
Test cricket it is Shubman Gill.
Yes.
ODI cricket,
is Virat.
But I'm saying he's younger to Shubman Gill as well.
So you've said in all format you're going to say.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Virat in test cricket is
4.
4. Sorry, in Shubman in test cricket
And
is 3,
test
and
he
Virat in
opened-
ODI is 3. Virat in ODI is going nowhere at 3.
in 2 years time to he'll go.
So you said very soon. I
Very
thought
soon in test cricket, I said.
test cricket there is
No,
Shubman.
test cricket too he can open also, na?
You said 3 just now, yaar.
I'm saying 3 formats he'll play. I said it very clearly. That's why I specified. I see him playing all 3 formats. Test
Not
cricket
at
very
number
soon.
3.
No. I'm telling. I'll rephrase it so that it's much more clear. I see him playing all 3 formats very soon. Test cricket, I'm specifically saying very soon. Other 2 formats, a little bit time. But by the time he's 25, 26, I think he would have made it to all 3 formats. So he's just 23,
T20,
24
you know,
right now.
T20 he's doing well, but T20, remember, Shubman also had an outstanding year, was found it tough to make it to the Indian T20 team, because the Indian T20 team is also looking at a massive strike rate thing. And if you have people like Yashasvi and Abhishek Sharma, and a man who got 90 today, it may not be very easy.
It totally depends.
Who got 90 today?
Shubman Gill.
Then
No, I'll tell you what.
It totally depends the
at
way.
some point, he will definitely make it. A person who's scoring runs so consistently over year after year after year, it's just that you don't talk about him much because he himself doesn't talk much.
I agree. Test cricket and ODI cricket, yes. T20, no. I'm just saying with that 140 odd strike rate, it's going to be very tough.
This year it's been 152. He's
But
again that silent,
even
like
ODI,
you
I
talked
see.
about
But I'm
Virat.
saying overall,
I,
it's 140
I don't see
strike
much
rate
space
batter.
in the ODI setup as well as things stand.
As of now. No, he's saying 2 years later.
Yeah, 2 years
the
later.
things change a lot in 2 years' time, but take nothing away from the chap right now. The only thing when you talk about and why he's missing in conversation right now, in cricketing conversation, I think is that strike rate. It's good. It gives you consistency. That's beautiful. But there have been other batters as well who finished in the top 4. They've been very consistent in the runs. Year after year, they finished in the top 4. But why did the Shikhar Dhawan? He will always be there. KL Rahul. Because you realize over the last couple of years, you need to move away. You're not looking for consistency per se. You're looking at people who can make impact in double quick time. Why doesn't Abhishek get catapulted into the opening slot? Because his strike rate is striking at about 170, 180. You don't want him to get 7.
Even a Jaiswal. He may not be in peak form right now, but you know he can be operating at that.
With Shubman Gill as well. Everybody who follows Indian cricket knows that Shubman Gill is the blue-white boy of Indian cricket. But let's not forget, even in T20
blue-eyed
cricket.
boy of Indian cricket, Virat Kohli at 25 and where Shubman Gill is at 25, I think there is a
No, but
very
even
big difference.
Shubman Gill was shown the door in the T20 setup.
After just 2 seasons after he was the orange cap winner, where he got a strike rate of 160,
So
if I'm not
a
mistaken.
lot depends.
And yet he was out of the
A
T20
lot
team.
depends on what this Indian team is thinking and wants. If you want a partnership,
167.
if you want the kind of a partnership where you're fine at the top, there being an accumulator, somebody who gives you guaranteed runs at 140 clicks and 145, something like that. And on the other end, you have a dasher.
This is Shubman.
Yeah.
And on the other end, you have a dasher, then that's one thing. But in times and in an era where we are looking at elongated batting lineups, batting till number 7, number 8, that's the aspiration of every team. Who's looking at accumulators? That's where
No, he's not. That's what I know. That is.
I know. So the thing is, I know 140 is also a very good strike rate, but
I know he's
the
playing at a
game
strike
is
rate of
looking at people who can turn
170,
things.
180.
Yes,
I agree. I totally
nothing
agree.
against, but
Yeah.
nothing against Sai Sudarshan at all. He's a delight to watch.
I totally agree with that fact. But what I'm trying to say is that gradually I feel that he has the capability to play those innings where he can really accelerate. The only thing is that because he's not a big hitter of the ball, he's more of a timer. Like we used to talk about Ruturaj Gaikwad as well, that he's more technically sound. That's why his perception is not like a T20ish batter. But as far as strike rate is concerned, he was really, I think he was striking at 150, 160, very similar. With Sai Sudarshan, the thing is, I feel that he has all the shots in the book. You name the shot, and he has played it across 3 years. He can cut.
Sorry for Shubman. Same story for Shubman.
Yeah, true.
So even Shubman missed out on the T20 bus at 150 strike rate. The same thing.
But Sai
Same
Sudarshan
issue.
is
I am
out of
with
this
you.
world.
Yeah, he could be an all-format player. I agree. But the toughest he'll find, despite his great
T20.
returns, will be T20 cricket.
toughest will be
He'll find
toughest
it
will
very
be
tough to
T20.
make it there.
Agreed.
Because of the way now T20
And
cricket
Test
is
cricket,
being-
you don't need to be tense
perhaps it
about
will
the
come.
transition.
you put someone who was arguably one of the greatest T20 players on notice, and no mincing words here, Virat Kohli on notice in T20 cricket. He was always consistent with his run. He was always. But I'm saying,
difference with Shubman Gill and Sai Sudarshan over here is that I think that Sai Sudarshan has those unorthodox. With Shubman Gill, the thing was he was playing at a lower strike rate because I think he did not. Shubman Gill is more sort of
157 strike rate.
I'm agreeing with the strike rate. I'm saying the number of shots that you have in your book. I think Sai Sudarshan has all those shots. Maybe a Shubman Gill cannot sort of ram shot, but Sai Sudarshan can. He cannot just go there and premeditate it. He can just scoop the bowler. Sai Sudarshan can. That is something.
End of the day, you'll see strike rate.
I agree. But I think impact, when it comes down to the impact, Sai Sudarshan can lead.
Rohit Sharma will not play reverse scoop and all, but his strike rate will be there. So it does not matter how. I'm saying if they're operating at that same strike rate as Shubman was, in fact, he's a notch below there, yet Shubman missed out. Someone who was already a regular in Test cricket and ODI cricket, he missed out on the T20 bus. It's telling you the tough competition. It's going to be easy, but yeah, take nothing away from what Sai Sudarshan is doing. We already knew that he'd shown you glimpses in previous season as well. What he's done this time is, because he's also getting a consistent run, he's guaranteed of that spot and he's piling on the runs. And kudos to Shubman as well, really stepping up today. He also hadn't had the most ideal IPL so far, but this 90 then will really push his IPL stocks also much higher. Remember, even for Shubman, he's also looking to make that cut into the T20 team.
But right now, though, Abhishek can.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Why will he not? Many will say he's ahead of a Sai Sudarshan right now, because of what he has been doing.
He's already in the reckoning.
That's what I'm saying. But he was not making it.
Yeah,
he was not even making the squads.
Yes.
So for him also, it's an important IPL.
Of course.
But overall, I must talk about the Gujarat team. I think they've really cracked the code. They've not only shown you that they're master chasers, but as they're planning of batting first today, imagine assessing the pitch much better than the local team that was Kolkata, who blundered with that selection. Aided by, of course, Kolkata's bowling. But since we are ranting about a bit of Kolkata's mistake, I even like Ajinkya Rahane, who I really rate good as a captain. Today your impetus changed when you're getting Moeen Ali to bowl, even his third over, where then there are two right-handers batting. You had Sunil Narine, you have a Varun Chakravarti, and I'm saying that partnership is flourishing. Both are sitting on 30 odd. See, they also took their time. If you see the first 4 odd overs or 4-5 overs, they were a bit careful about assessing. That's where you needed to strike. That Moeen Ali over that you give him, an off spinner, which is a big no-no to two right-handers, you give him that extra over. I think that over where they gave multiple boundaries, that really opened up the game for them. And from there on, they had competition. My thing is, Gujarat's batting is all about their top order, right? So and their middle order has been untested. Gujarat's, what is going to be their total planning for this game? Consolidate, top order has to get the runs, and we'll do that. If I have two gun bowlers in a Narine and a Varun Chakravarti, bring them on early when they're a bit underconfident. After they got a few runs under their belt, then I think it was in their territory and they played around. Again, I think blunder on that front as well. Of course, their catching didn't help them. That one catch drop.
Yeah, off Weber's. Weber was the one who dropped that catch. Of Harshit, I think.
Yeah, while Harshit was bowling. And look at Gujarat taking those catches, including Prasidh Krishna taking that stunner of Ramandeep. I think all of that put together. So, Gujarat Titans, salute to
I think we can
Mr.
say
Nehra.
with full certainty that one team has almost booked their spot in the top 4.
You can call it. They're the only team with sitting on 12 points.
Yeah.
The only team in the IPL points
There could
table.
be 2 tomorrow. So.
Yeah, but they've already played a game less, sir.
Who? No.
Gujarat.
Delhi and Gujarat. No. This was their 8th game, and Delhi will also play their 8th game only tomorrow. So it'll be equal.
If they win.
Yeah, if
They've already reached 12.
LSG.
They've already reached 12, the
Tomorrow
only team.
We can equalize. But to be very honest, Gujarat look
The
better
one
unit
thing
at this
about
point.
Gujarat that needs to be said is look at the margin of victories. There's something about finding that winning formula, and it reflects in the way that they're winning matches. I remember there being a time where that one, I think 3 consecutive matches, victory margin was 7 or 8 8 wickets. Then today as well, you look at it in excess of 40, just about 40 runs. Now that's a lot in T20 cricket. Some of their other wins as well have come only with big margin. They're not. Their first loss, in fact, was by 11 runs. The first match of the campaign that they lost. So there's something about cracking that code, striking the right balance. We were a bit unsure, I remember. At least I was, with this whole Indian bowling unit that they had, set up for this campaign. But all their decisions seem to be working out perhaps better than they would have themselves thought as well, because on so many counts, they're really the team to watch out for now.
The only one who had been woefully out of form was Rashid. Even he's come back into
better.
form. So they can thank Kolkata batters for allowing them to do that. Not only were they woeful on the day, they've also brought back a Rashid Khan back into form. So then this is a gift that they've given to the rest of the IPL franchises. KKR is saying, here's a gift from us to you, an in-form Rashid Khan. Now you face him going forward. Because his tail was up. You could see with Rashid, that old Rashid, he seemed to be understated in previous games because obviously the season wasn't going according to his plans. Today you saw his tail was up, he was enjoying bowling a quicker one, giving that smile where he's showing that, listen, I outfoxed you, and that's what he needed. The other thing the other thing that they needed was to give Sai Kishore his quota of overs.
Again, that didn't happen today.
Yeah, but at least he got 3 overs from 1. And who did he dismiss? Venkatesh Iyer. How does he bat? Left-handed. And you did not bowl him in previous games because left-hander were on the crease.
What is it about the Gujarat Titans? They always have players who are, under the radar. They're not too much in the limelight. Nobody really picks them as one of the favorites heading into the tournament. But suddenly the tournament starts and Ashish Nehra. Magic.
It's a fabulous job given
touch to Nehra's touch.
Given where they were last year, and this was a test of captaincy for Shubman Gill as well, because last year didn't play out the way they would have liked, and they are also I'd say Gujarat Titans, still a very young franchise in IPL history, but they're slowly carving their own legacy as well to be the likes of a CSK who made it a habit to be in the playoffs. Now this would again be another season, I think.
4th season, third playoff.
Third playoff, exactly. Just the last season is when they did manage, because previously they didn't. Now that is for teams that have been around in the circuit for more than 10 years now. That has it's just making it to the playoffs is holy grail to teams at times.
Ashish Nehra without any notebook writing anything,
What
without
happened
any
then?
data with just a nariyal and a fancy hat.
What about he was with RCB also?
Who?
Ashish Nehra.
Yeah.
Then?
There I don't know anything about that.
So you are saying that.
No, Ashish Nehra.
But,
Gill also, Vikram Solanki.
He was just the bowling coach, no? There. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was just a bowling.
So what?
Here he is the head coach.
Acha, so if RCB had made him head coach, things would have been different.
He does not complicate it, and I think I really like that about him. There are coaches who write notes, every single note in their notebook.
With him, it's all here.
He just
He's making notes.
And his hats are
mental
so
notes.
Nice.
Those hats are from Goa, na? He's a Goan now.
Yeah.
Same
Ajay
Goa.
Reddy, they are neighbors.
No, not neighbors. Different parts of Goa.
Okay, I thought no. One they live very close by.
In Delhi.
Oh, okay.
Not in Goa.
Confused. Too much content these days.
They
Of
were at
IPL
one
really.
point neighbors here
In
in
Acha,
Delhi,
here,
and
okay.
then Ajay moved different place. Then they were not neighbors. Then Ashish went to Goa first, and then Ajay went after some time, but in different parts of Goa. Goa is a state. It's very big.
Yeah.
So he was in North Goa, and Ashish is somewhere in Central.
Quite, they should have been in
Central
opposite
Goa.
directions as far as personalities are concerned. Ashish Nehra suits more to North, and Ajay Jadeja more to South Goa. That's because South Goa is very peaceful and all of that. North Goa is party.
No, but where Ajay stays is very quiet. It's very north.
Okay.
It's not the kind of north that you go to Baga and
No,
Anjuna and that is the crowdy
I
north.
myself go to South.
That's the crowdy bit. He is in a village in the north, very extreme, like which is very local, no tourist area. It's ahead of
He plans whole year.
you know
for the
Mapsa.
IPL.
You know Mapsa.
Yeah.
So Mapsa is not a
Yeah,
touristy
yeah.
place. It's even ahead of Mapsa.
Okay.
Very quiet Goan village. There's nothing. It's like South Goa, quiet and very different from.
Have you been there to his place?
No, I haven't. No. But I know where his place.
You can go someday.
I can, of course I can. Of course I can. I'll ask him. Good idea. I'll go next time.
Yeah.
He has full staff there. He's not there nowadays. He's busy.
With the IPL commentary?
Yes, but apart from that also he's busy in Jamnagar, na?
Yeah, he's.
He's quite busy. So if I'll ask him if it's...
You can go and stay there.
Of course
You can
I
go for a team trip after the IPL.
Okay, I'll ask him. Team wants to go. He's a very generous man anyway. Very generous.
He's Raja now.
He's king. Not king, prince.
Prince.
Prince
To be king.
is just one prince.
No, that is cricket, na. He's a prince in real life.
Prince
I remember talking about it the time that he was with the broadcaster, I think, doing something during the Champions Trophy. Very, the one thing that would always stand out about his attire would be him wearing juttis, and he was so. He was giving so many of these Maharaja vibes then, and I think the panel that he was surrounded by was mostly Pakistan players in Wasim.
that was the Champions Trophy na?
Yeah. They were often cracking jokes as well about just banter about him being the only one to be coming to the studio with juttis and
His general attire.
Yeah, but
He likes wearing that every time.
silver juttis.
No, he has all colors.
He should be with some IPL team as well.
No, he
has offers. You told one, but he does not go.
Yeah, he didn't go.
He should ideally. I really like him as a head coach of a team.
Afghanistan got him.
And look how well they performed.
He was there. He had a good time.
No, but Afghanistan, this is a trend with them. Wherever they are going, they hire a mentor from that place. Like this time they had Yunus Khan. When it was in Pakistan, in India they had Ajay Jadeja.
Yeah, that's good also.
So
Get
that's
some
smart.
local knowledge, conditions, all of that. It's much needed, yeah. And he organized that trip with Sachin Tendulkar for the Afghanistan team. But they had a session with them.
Yeah.
So that day he was a street smart. That day I was listening to a story by Sachin on Ajay Jadeja, where he's saying that my final game in Lahli, which happened, Ajay was the captain of the Haryana team when Sachin played his final Ranji Trophy game. So he's like, he's my friend, but he said before the game, he befriends you and then gets you enrolled in that, and then he'll ensure that you are not at your full level concentrating during the game. So he said, I told everyone in my team that he will come, chat up with you, put you at ease so that you become a bit easy in the game. And so this is his way of doing it. So he said, I told everyone, nobody will speak to him. After the game is done, whatever, before the game, during the match, nobody fall into his trap of his sweet talk and everything. He'll put you in ease and comfort, and then you will not. So nobody to see. So he said, everyone said, all the full Mumbai team said, okay, sir. So he said, first day only he saw me and he called me Skippy. He used to call me Skippy because I used to be. And he said, I totally ignored him because I saw the rest of the boys are watching. Then they would have seen me. I am chatting with him. Said, sir, aap bolte ho, baat nahi karna, khud hi. So he said, I fully ignored it. So he must be wondering, what has happened to him. But he said, I had to set an example. So then baad mein we bonded over. So he would do that. He was quite sharp.
He was also the one captain that India should have had or something like that, right?
No, he captained India in a few games.
But he was a very good captain as
Yeah. Very sharp. Very sharp. Okay, can we get some more questions apart from now that we are done with our stories and fuming at KKR? I mean, our producer Saransh is a big KKR fan. He must be very disappointed.
Yes, he is.
He's so disappointed, even words aren't coming out of his.
Short of words, really short.
He's short of words, imagine.
Just like they are short of wins and short of words.
In fact, but the only silver lining for you is not a silver lining, but it's a good, that this is the only time they've lost 2 successive games.
Last
That's what I'm
year, they lost all of what? 2 matches? 3 matches.
And one was washed out because of GT match.
Full season they lost 3 matches.
Yeah.
This season,
1-3 till now.
That 2 freakish matches. One Butler 100.
Yeah, 1 PBKS 262.
52 James.
Yeah.
3 out of 2 were
Freakish knocks, yeah.
Mehraj Rules from Canada says, this was a silent protest to the pitch curator by KKR. A snooze fest, man. Also, I feel GT team evokes no emotion even if they win or lose. Okay, we'll answer that second question a bit later, but let's start with that. I think Mehraj Rules may have just nailed it because I was, unable to wrap my head around what was that batting that KKR was doing. Absolutely made no sense. Or maybe Mehraj Rules has a point. That's the only thing that explains.
Even I had that thought, but I thought that
This is silent process. No, it is outrageous. Of course, it is outrageous.
That's why I didn't
You
say.
are putting a silent protest by losing a game, which is knocking you out.
What I was thinking that the groundsmen protested against KKR by not giving the pitch that would have.
That
Arey,
was
but
anyway
does not
happening.
matter. Even if you protested, whatever pitch you've gone, you can assess it and then base your decision based on that. Whether it is what you do after winning the toss, whether it is your batting approach, all of that will be assessed. But it did seem like that they had no idea about doing it. You won the toss, sir.
And surprisingly, he said it himself on the toss that the wicket looks on the drier side, and then that decision tied up. Maybe after the season, like Shreyas Iyer, Rahane already in this season has said that I don't decide the batting order or something like this, something on this extent during the very early stages of the game. There was some comment that was a little, showing that I'm not the one who handles everything. I don't remember exactly.
No. That was a different team.
No. Jinke Rahane and KKR only, because something like this happened. I'll just check once again.
No. He said the decision was taken by that was Rajasthan. It was Sanju Samsung or Riyan Parag or someone. No, Rahul Dravid came and he said that decision to who to have in the super over, who to bat in the super over, who to bowl, was taken by us, not the captain.
Could be.
I don't think Rahane is the kind of captain that will. There was one thing about Rahane I agree, and that is when he was batting, the next batter that was sent, there was a bit of a controversy. So he said that is not something that I decided. It was decided from there. When he was going out and the next batter who was coming, that can still be the case while he's batting. That decision has been taken.
No, but he can.
He can,
Do
but a
those
lot of captains
gestures.
do that.
Like in Gurgaon matches, if the captain is batting, they keep on shouting next this guy, next that.
But here there's so many people you can't hear. But yes, you can always do lefty, righty.
So many people say bats are coming, gloves are coming every 2 minutes. Message to can pass.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to.
Exactly. But his second point, he says that I feel GT team evokes no emotion even if they win also. I don't agree, but yeah, this could be a personal opinion.
I kind of agree. They're a very flat team. They don't have
I
any
like
masala.
it. Of course
in
they
them.
do, yeah.
They have nothing.
When
They're a
Sai
very-
Kishore is bowling, I
think what it
enjoy.
means is they're not extravagant in their celebrations as some of the other teams can be at times.
They're not over passionate.
So why you want every team to celebrate like yesterday when Punjab lost and
No, but they're very. I want
Rashid today showed.
them to be a little more glamorous. They need to be a little more glamorous. Nobody talks
Why?
about them.
I hope they win then for just this
Yeah.
reason, to prove everyone you don't have to be glamorous to be
I
successful.
agree, but still
Why
a
glamorous?
little bit masala. And you have Shubman Gill, poster boy. He too should be. His
No,
team
but
should be.
see,
He is himself is-
for some people, all of this comes naturally, but some are just quiet workers at times.
Yeah.
Sai Sudarshan, all these characters.
Okay, you're
Sai
saying
Kishore.
character. No, I see character in determination, in batting. Character does not always mean that.
Yeah, I totally agree with
Social
you.
media
Sudarshan has a character
banter.
in that sense.
Yeah.
He's very solid. Sai Kishore is.
No, they've got Rashid Yar who does all these antics.
Snake shot he used to hit
Ah,
2 years
they-
back.
Arre, you're saying Siraj is there.
Ah, yeah.
Come on, yeah.
Head when he had that conversation with Travis had.
Today he ran the first delivery till the batter in his
Siraj,
follow through.
Suddenly.
So how come you're saying no character? Come on, yeah. Okay, Mr. Shekhar, who is a GTN and he's a consistent supporter of Gujarat Titans, says, I want to apologize to my dear friend Harshit. Poor fellow kept on hoping for us. Acha, he's being sarcastic. I thought he kept hoping that we'd get kicked out from top 4, but
Shame on my GT.
to disappoint Harshit. He's being sarcastic.
But I never had that agenda.
Yeah, he never.
I never had an
was
agenda,
here.
but I do remember the day.
That's okay.
Mr. Shekhar's been bitter since the time I said that, GT are top heavy. And I still actually have the same concern because a large percentage of big chunk of the runs is just coming from the top. And on a rainy day, what happens? Can a Shah Rukh and the others then deliver the...
Yes, Tewatia, man.
Yeah, exactly. They have
I
Tewatia.
schooled.
Shah Rukh Khan has also contributed.
So,
on the
they
occasion.
Butler.
Rutherford, Butler though is there. He's saying top 3. I'm saying in the middle order.
Yeah.
There have been contributions. But Mr. GT, after Harshit Bhai, he's been after him. Every time they
That's
win, he
okay.
comes
See,
in.
they are fans.
Yeah.
They're passionate about our team.
But I remember that day when this
But
all
then
started.
that way, it's a very tough job that we do because we can't have 10
It
teams
is.
in top 4.
It is. See, can
So
I tell you?
someone's gonna be upset.
I was just thinking. A lot of time we get a lot of criticism for one thing or the other, but nobody remembers when we point out certain things also that it will happen, and then they turn out to be true. Then people will say, "Oh, nobody remembers that." We pointed out certain weaknesses of certain team before the IPL started as well, and some of those teams aren't doing well, but nobody appreciates that. Some of those fans abused as well at that time. You guys are putting our team down. This is such a good team. Don't understand cricket. All of those things. Today those teams are not doing well, but nobody comes and says, "Yeah, you were right."
That is true.
But that's okay. I agree from a fan's point of view. Fans do get agree. But remember, if teams don't win or lose basis on what we say. It is entirely down to their performance. Mehraj back again. He says, any season when CSK is horrible, there are teams who will outplay them to finish bottom. KKR is playing snooze fest. At least RR SRH is making the game exciting. But I don't think KKR will finish bottom. As poor as they are playing at the moment, I don't see them finishing bottom. RR could be a contender for that. And CSK could be a contender. CSK also could be.
CSK somehow
They are
here
already
there.
thinking of next season.
That is where they will come
Making a strong
again.
11 for the next.
They've said we are focusing on 11 for next
We
season.
can see Vansh Bedi then in the next game.
Get Vanshvedi in. Yeah. Vishal Panchal says, honestly, I still feel they should stick with QDK. I don't agree with that. Again, Gurbaz had just one failure today. QDK had multiple. Apart from that 97 or whatever he got in Guwahati, since then he's done zilch.
Is it still your favorite knock in the IPL so far?
Ooh.
It was your favorite, that's what I was asking.
Let's do a dugout on that. We'll sit and analyze each knock
Tomorrow.
carefully. The best knock so far.
We need to first decide. I think deciding the contenders is going to be the tougher job. We'll need at least a pool of 10, and then from 10 to go to 3 or
I think we'll have
5.
to wait for some more knocks to come in to make it a bit more spicy contest. Ashutosh's knock was also good when he helped
First
them win.
match. Yeah.
Since then he is.
Abhishek Sharma when he went berserk. But yeah, that was
141.
that was.
It was not a chanceless knock. 2 chances.
That's fine for
He too got out also that day.
no ball.
No ball.
Yash Thakur.
KL Rahul got 75 or something.
77 CSK.
Difficult. It's a
Virat got 76.
76.
Rohit Sharma.
But no, neither of them were the best knocks.
I agree.
27.
Shreyas
that
is
could be one of them.
many to choose from.
Yeah.
Okay, Mehraj again says KKR was trying to take it too deep. Number one was ready.
No one was ready.
Acha, no one.
Space. None.
No space, na?
No space.
Ashidhar says players' IPL form should not merit a test call. That is what I agree. Because I think Shashwat got carried away with the IPL form. Man.
No.
Sai Sudarshan.
Sai Sudarshan in Test cricket also is doing well in Ranji Trophy.
In Ranji Trophy, not Test cricket.
Yeah, no. So I didn't base
in
it on.
first class cricket.
Yeah, I didn't base it on the IPL form. I think generally also he's been scoring runs since many years now.
GT is 1, 2, 3 expose middle order for opponent to win. Ram Gautam from the US. What does that mean?
They've what Harshit sir feels that they're top heavy, nobody in the middle order. That they've 1, 2, 3.
Oh, what
So
he's
the
saying is
you expose the middle order and that's how opponents
that's what
win.
I'm saying, that you need to put pressure on top to get Moin to bowl 3 overs there makes no sense. Yeah, if you batted first, you've got a big total and you're getting in, and maybe a lefty was batting, you bring an off spinner. 2 right-handers batting, you got to get wickets quickly, yaar. Bring a Varun or a Naren to bowl 2 overs at least at the start. You know the game is there. Bit surprise. And Russell had a decent over, picked up a wicket, didn't get a over after that.
I think Rahane's captaincy is.
Yeah, it's like baffling in some places, I agree. Mr. Shekhar again, he says, don't mind my words, Harshit. He has picked GT, DC, PB, RCB as his top 4. Safe options he's gone with.
Very safe.
Present, I think.
I would have
Something will
liked if he
happen.
did
Something will happen.
that CSK is making it.
No, not CSK, but a team like maybe
Right
Mumbai,
now, I think the-
Lucknow, one of the teams.
The
will
team that
definitely-
really has its tail up right now is the team with a hat-trick of wins, MI.
Don't tell me.
Maybe a shootout between
And one team will get replaced who are there at the top.
Yeah.
But I just hope it's not.
See, there's that number 4 slot is
If you think
always
it's going to be this simple.
is always dramatic to get
It's
to.
never been. We can still find out who will be that person because we can see who's playing on the last day or the second last day. It will be very easy then.
No,
Not
that's not.
always.
That's not.
KKR and RCB are playing the last game of the season, I think.
Of the group stage, huh?
Maybe, yeah.
Just imagine KKR making a comeback from there.
Looks very difficult.
Very difficult.
Because they look fallible on multiple counts.
Yep. Ashish Dar, KKR, CSK, the 2 bizarre teams of the season. I'm going to add one more, Ashish, which I said in the broadcast earlier. Rajasthan
RR.
also been very bizarre. With their
RR
calls.
with those retentions, I think they did a shoddy job there.
Yeah. I mean, again, UZ Chahal.
UZ
gone,
Chahal.
Butler gone.
And one of those who has actually the courage to go ahead and effect a bowler run out. You can't let all these people go, right?
Shubham Garg says, which top 3 would you choose in ODI and T20? Rohit Dhawan Kohli versus Gill Sudarshan Butler or Rohit Gill Kohli. Okay, first is ODI, right?
Yes.
So in ODI, would you want Rohit Dhawan Kohli versus Gill Sudarshan Butler? Obviously Rohit Dhawan Kohli. No brainer there. Okay, now for
T20.
T20. Rohit Gill Kohli or Rohit Rahul Kohli?
Or
Is it
he's
Jake FM, Purel or Karun?
that's very innovative,
Delhi
yeah.
Capitals.
He's
You're playing well.
You're pulling. I'm not going to answer your question seriously. With that joke in the end that you have put. Mr. Mutton Biryani says Venki over Gill in 2022 and Shreyas in 25. Wow. 24 crore
In drain.
in drain.
It's true. I think it's true.
That is, I agree with you.
23.5 crores for a player.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
obnoxious money. You knew
Yeah.
they were making the kind of mistake that we've seen franchises make in the past. That was
Made other players sad.
yeah, that was
Rana was so sad.
KKR doing a better job than Mumbai did once for Ishan Kishan.
Yeah. I agree.
Topping
Blunder
that.
You let go for Mitchell Stark. Let go for Phil Salt.
Phil Salt, I think, was a
You
big,
should have
big
retained Phil
blunder.
Salt. Or
Phil Salt is a massive blunder that Kolkata did. That we even called out during auction day. How on earth don't you keep a Phil Salt?
I'll tell you very honestly, in the case of Butler and Phil Salt, I think one thing that even I was thinking at that point of time was that why wouldn't you want to go after a Phil Salt and Butler is that there were many options who could open the innings. No, I get they've been your match winners, and I totally.
If I have Chris Gayle in form,
Yeah.
I will not pick him because there are other openers I have.
No, that's not the case. No, that's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is that Butler went for 11 crore in the auction, if I'm not wrong. Some 11 or 14, I'm not too sure, we can check once. What I'm trying to say is that because there are very few players in the middle order who can really come out and win you matches. So for Rajasthan, there was a Hetmeyer. That commodity is very, very less. Over here in Andre Russell, that commodity is very, very less. I think that was the thought process of such team.
Russell, I understand, yeah, but come on, Hetmeyer, and you're comparing it to
There is no
Butler,
comparison.
Yeah. So finishers, you could have got some Indian finishers also.
15.75.
I mean, come on. And Butler consistently also, I think for England he was the highest run getter at the T20 World Cup as well. He's good form, yeah. How can you not go? And you've seen what even by his poor standard, the last IPL was poor. There also he got 200s, I think.
Rajasthan Royals were focusing more on their academy rather than the team.
To produce players that others can use later.
No. They also give training for red ball to the same players who are
So
playing.
that's
in the
great, yeah. They are helping Indian cricket.
Yeah, that's great.
Well done.
Apart from them, their own team, they're helping everybody.
Very good. I like that. Then for that, I like her.
Whereas
Rajasthan.
rules with a very naughty one, he says Archer's 24 ball 76 was the best knock of the season.
It was. He got hammered, but see the comeback he's made after
Yes.
that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Really cracking it up.
Yes, can we take... No, there was one more, Saraj. Sure, at least let me see it. I will not take it.
Unparliamentary.
Unparliamentary. Then we won't take
I
it.
didn't understand.
I'll just take it. Oh, okay.
You can take this one.
I didn't get it though.
Shubham, you can take Shubham.
Shubham Garg says, Nikhil sir, how do you solve Venki Iyer auction blunder now? Should you let him go to the auction next year and purchase at a lower price? Any other way? That's a good point, Shubham. What I feel KKR might do is, that's what I'm saying, to prove that they were right the first time around, stick with him and hope that he comes good in the second season so they can answer the rest of the world saying, you guys were wrong, we were right. I think that is what they will do. But the sensible thing would be to let him go, and if you really like him, bid for him in the auction. Get him at a decent price. That's just a price correction. That I think
That's
would
what
be the
happened
better
with Cummins as well, right?
Yeah, you can...
We got him at a cheaper price later on.
But I think there is a Chandrakant Pandit factor in this. See, because of Chandrakant Pandit, they will not be leaving Venkatesh Iyer. So the only
No,
reason
but
MP connection.
I know that, but that somewhere you have to question, na? You have to question the coach. You see again, and I know that KKR is the same franchise. They let go of Saurav Ganguly because they didn't look at emotions and whatever. And you came out in the open and you made it very clear that as painful as it was a cricketing decision that you needed to take. So even in this case, while there is a connection, as you mentioned, with the coach, that's fine. And I don't see that there is anything wrong. Coaches believe in players that they've coached for very long. They have, more confidence in them. Then they know that they can step up because they've seen him from close. They know, that they'll give their best and they're hardworking and so many other factors. I know. But if it's not working out, then maybe all I'm saying is you can free up some purse and get some replacements by putting him back in the auction with the guarantee that we'll get you back. Yeah, hopefully we'll get you back at a cheaper price and opens up the purse to get few more players. I don't think a player also, if the franchise has been nice to them, will also understand so long as he's guaranteed to go back to them at a price correction. Yeah,
But it's not in their hand now once he goes into the auction.
correct. No, see, the worst case scenario is that you may have to buy him again at that same price. No, see, he's not going to get that kind of price. You know that. So which you were anyway living with. So you go with that same price, but at least take a chance.
Yeah.
Chili Paneer has an interesting point. Guys, GT are a Rabada shot. Imagine. Without a Rabada, they're doing it. That's a good point.
He would be coming at the last game. Shubman Gill said that he'll be back in 10 days. So,
And he's already missed 3-4 games.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll be back soon.
Imagine him coming back also. what that does to their team. They're anyway looking sorted.
Siraj, Ishan, Wada.
Yeah, I think Ishant can be replaced, and you can bring in a Rabada.
Given Prasidh Krishna a new lease of life. Suddenly, where he was lost he was lost in Indian cricket somewhere. He had that potential, he had everything. Now suddenly the role that he has gotten, I think it's absolutely defined and changed now. I as a cricket viewer is looking at Prasidh Krishna in a very different way as to the way I used to see him. So that's I really like that.
Till now, you were looking at him only in the test scheme of things.
No, I wasn't even looking at him
Now,
anywhere.
because see, there was a
Oh, he had a
Siraj.
good test match, Sydney.
Yeah,
It would have been tough not to consider him after that, irrespective of what happened in the IPL. He was really outstanding in the Sydney Test match.
But now I think IPL, because the world watches the IPL, I think he now makes a case for himself even in the shortest format.
Fair point. Syed Nizamuddin is saying how useful a guy Butler is for GT. Also a very good point. He's been useful. Remember, he's not batting at his natural position. He's coming down number 3, and that actually is baffling and incredible. Is the strike rate that he operated on today, as you realize from the GT batters, from the KKR batters, all ruining a fact that this wasn't really a pitch that was conducive to stroke making. And here's a Butler who gets you that 41 at about 180 strike rate. Yeah.
Even the other day against Delhi,
He's just operating on a different
97.
level. There
40
also,
odd deliveries,
you
I
talk
think.
about selflessness about Shreyas Iyer. You didn't praise him.
No, I said it that day also.
He
Selfless.
told the batter who came in, don't think about my 100. Doesn't matter.
finish.
I said that selfless.
Averaging 71 right now, a strike rate of 165. And
71 average at a
Today he got not out as
165
well,
strike
na.
rate.
That's a little.
But whatever, yeah. A lot of players have had a not
Last
out.
game also he was
Rohit
not
Sharma
out.
has taken a not out. Virat Kohli has taken a not out. They're also.
Virat Kohli has taken a couple of not.
So then let him also
He
take a
hasn't
not.
gotten out in a chase till now, if I'm not
So
wrong.
let him also take a not out.
No,
Now
no,
what's your problem with
I have
his
no
not out?
problem, I'm just telling you. Generally.
No, because when I praised his average, you say, oh, there is one knock.
No,
not
I
out.
said that not out also he has gone.
Okay, Mehraj says, isn't it an irony that Bangalore and Mumbai are causing congestion in the IPL table too? That is true. By far the two worst cities for traffic. I will say that. Without doubt. I think Bangalore I'll put at number 1 in terms of really awful traffic. Mumbai I'll put at 2. Followed by Delhi.
yeah,
Pune traffic also now is actually I'll put Pune now 3rd.
even worse than Delhi.
Yes, even worse than
It's
that.
hard to believe.
It is. Because what has happened, Pune is going Bangalore's way. Smaller roads, smaller
Yeah.
infrastructure, and then, more and more people are coming, so it makes it worse. Delhi, the roads are bigger, and you can go to multiple places from different sides.
routes.
All of that helps.
We never face traffic. No? We were always odd hours. You're coming at odd hours.
Yeah,
going
but
at
in
odd
general, on a day where you are on a chutti or going to meet somebody, you realize, if I want to get some nice mutton curry from Ashok Vihar, I'll send you on a weekday. You will realize.
Ashok Meat House.
You have to have a breakfast or some food at dinner.
Ha.
hours. It was actually Zomato also.
Zomato doesn't deliver this far, sir.
You know this.
There's a limit, is the radius.
Yeah.
It is, I agree.
And this is true that in Bangalore you take around 3 hours from airport to reach to the city.
Yeah, that's because the
Three.
Bangalore airport is just different city.
19
Yeah,
kilometers
Bangalore still
takes
needs
5
an
The
hours.
new airport. The old one was closer.
19 kilometers takes 5 hours there.
No.
Not
That's
5.
an exaggeration.
Not
Sir
5.
was
It's
saying
an,
that day.
no. It's an
That's
exaggeration.
an
I'll tell you.
Yeah, Siddharth and anything else.
No, but
Apart from Mumbai.
No. That's an exaggeration. I'll tell you a story which happened to one of my friends, and his wife. I've forgotten which area they were, and then she had to she got down from a flyover that was fully jammed, and his house is on the other side. So and you have to take a U-turn to get to that side, and that is effectively about a kilometer long, sort of a U-turn. The whole distance to come down, and a friend's wife was in the car and was stuck for hour and a half. Could not even reach the U-turn, and after hour and a half, she got tired. She called the husband, who walked across because it's and then he took over the wheel, then she went, and he spent another hour and a half. So it took her 3 hours to do 1 kilometer.
This was in Bangalore.
In Bangalore.
But this happens in Delhi also. I'll tell you an incident. It was the World Cup, T20 World Cup semi-final here. So I left from work at around 3:30, 4ish, and it started to rain suddenly. And on that flyover...
But yeah, that's an extraordinary situation.
And on that flyover,
there was water.
I got stuck over there at 4:30 a.m. And at 9 a.m. I was there. I had to call my driver from home. He came. I had to, tapo that flyover. He took my car. I took the other car, and then reached home at 10 o'clock in the morning.
That was an extraordinary
Yeah,
situation.
must have been a rare thing. No, but this is like
because it was
Flights
waterlogged,
were
na?
left and
Yeah, it poured that day.
you remember you.
I know because I also got stuck that day.
Very heavy rain that
We were
Yeah.
together only.
But that's a rare phenomenon. Na? That's like in monsoon Mumbai, those days will just be bad. But otherwise also Mumbai traffic is really bad. Very, very bad. Okay, we have, you have many or just one? Okay, we've got no Shivam Giri today. Saransh is filling in. This is
That's
our
the number of
segment.
losses now for KKR, right?
So that, but we still have the segment, and the segment will also be called Shivam Giri.
3 then.
Okay, so KKR replaced Dikok with Gurbaz in 1999 Japan reset. So basically,
Same
He
thing.
has been here on this segment earlier as well.
huh?
For some different
Yeah.
instance.
Doesn't matter.
No,
That's
no,
a
just generally.
that's a nice meme there. Okay, this one is KKR without Shreyas Iyer going to aim for IPL trophy this season.
Wrecked.
Yeah. Gill and Iyer,
This is from
Bahubali,
Bahubali.
Katappa.
Tappa. Yeah. Both winning.
नेहरा जी constantly at boundary, GT players. अरे मैं सुन चुका हूँ यार. No, but this is just a meme. I'm sure his inputs are very valuable and are making a huge difference to the team's performance.
Kevin Peterson's are as well. Delhi Capitals.
He was not there for.
You know what happened?
KL Rahul
Yeah,
made fun
I was
also.
telling you that only. I was out to Delhi.
KL Rahul,
Yeah. He said mentor is somebody who goes to Maldives for 2 days in between a season.
2 weeks he said. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, 2 weeks.
He said 2 days.
No, 2 weeks. He said,
Related to that game only. That GH one.
Oh, this is
Uh-huh.
this is a tiger and its cub, right? So tiger is Nehraji and the cub. So basically Nehraji is trying to teach the cub how to hunt. Tigers do that, not take their cubs and teach them in the real world. That reminds me, Sachin Tendulkar, I saw really, he's in Kaziranga at the moment, and he saw the elusive white tiger. Kaziranga has only one,
And he managed
and
to spot it.
Sachin spotted it.
talking about Sachin, it's really odd though that Mumbai Indians every year signs new fast bowlers. As in domestic fast bowlers. Everyone comes and plays, but the one person who they're persisting with never gets an opportunity. Arjun Tendulkar.
Acha. So like suddenly, where is he gone to Mumbai? Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Sachin reminded me of that.
0 boundaries for KKR from last 28 delivery.
19 today, and you're saying 9 the other day.
Account name is interesting. It's a Tuk Tuk Academy. So they have taken a new admission today.
Okay, it's new admission in the Tuk Tuk Academy. That's true. We've already spoken enough about this brilliant knock that we all got to witness today. What can I say? What can I say? Okay, last few comments before we wind up. Anshu Mishra is saying, why do you always say, Shashwat, that when a team gets 180-90, the team is 40 run short? Second will chase it in 16. Acha, I think he's pointing it out because today you said that 17 overs they will chase it down. Why are you saying this? It's happened 2-3 times already.
Yeah, I agree. I feel because I feel that today, I think again, if a better batting lineup would have been there, they would have given a better competition. What I said at mid innings was that this is a par total. 10-15 runs more than this would have been a winning total. That's how par totals and winning totals are, na? 10-15 runs.
Ashish wants to know from you, Ashish Chandelier, that once a counter arguments come into our discussion, Why do you have to start your statement with a no?
No, I've
Again you started. No.
No, I'm saying that I changed that. You said that. Then.
But it's your instinct.
Yeah, it is nice.
He's trying to change it. What he means to, a lot of times he means to say yes, even when he agrees, but he starts with no.
That's
You're right.
a vehement no, na?
This is his takya kalam.
Yeah, it's not like.
That he may agree also, but he will start with no and agree. Okay. Priyanshu's conclusion is KKR, CSK, SRH, RR are bottom 4. Does seem like that. GT is one of the top 2. Third position left and 5 teams will be fighting. DC, RCB, Punjab, Mumbai, LSG. Tomorrow KL Rahul is going to be playing against LSG. And he wants, come on KL.
It'll be interesting if he
Very important.
if he can mark his territory again.
I want to see how the owner.
No, he said this was my,
Yeah.
I want to see how they meet the two of them.
They don't have to.
But he goes and
After
meets
the
everybody.
match. After
He
the
gave
match.
Vaibhav Suryavanshi a gold chain.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it somewhere.
Wow. By the way, Priyanshu's other conclusion is also good. How he's pointed it out. Bottom 4 are who's the top 2, which are the 3 teams who will fight. Nicely summed up. Siddharth says, Nikhil sir, England tour can be the same script, non-performer batters and captain, player, pacer, no specialist spinner, lose Bumrah, Shami in between the series. वैसे भी इस साल चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी तो जीत ही चुके हैं. Good point, Siddharth.
Could be.
It is
Quite
quite going to
possible.
be like that.
Yeah.
Truth be told. It's a peep into the future. Okay, Piyush Andre is saying Butler should open now. Both openers are wasting power play. But Piyush, I think since it's working for them, I don't think they'll change a winning formula. I think it's absolutely working out for them. So why not? Isn't it? Okay. On that note, shall we wind up, or you can... Piyush Andre is saying Pune at some places only, otherwise it's not. I agree, some places, but also sometimes it takes hour and a half to get to a place, which used to never be the case. And remember, while in Delhi hour and a half is normal, but the thing is the distances are a lot. In Pune the distances aren't much, but you're taking that much time. So it started to happen now in the last 10 odd years. Before that it was a breeze there. Okay, chalo, on that note, we're gonna bid you guys adieu. Take care. As always, thank you so much for giving us company on our program Match Point. We'll be back tomorrow with the dugout, various other videos from across the world of sports for your consumption. Please do check them out as well. Give us a like on the videos if you're enjoying our content. That would mean a lot to us. Anything you want to say?
That should be all.
Said everything I had to for today.
Okay. On that note, good night, bye bye, Nandri, Shubhratri.
Shabba Khair.
Eat your vegetables and don't trouble.